Forget working in the kitchen of a Michelin-starred restaurant. It looks like catering to every whim of the showbiz elite is the most demanding culinary job around. From meticulously checking acidity levels to sourcing only local products, here's a look at 20 rules celebrities have forced their personal chefs to follow. Who knew stars could be so fussy? 20. Miranda Kerr. In a 2017 interview with news.com.au, Kate McAloon claimed that Miranda Kerr was relatively easy to work for. The private chef said, "Miranda's great. She walks the talk. She really does eat like she says she does." But the Australian model did have certain no-nos when it came to the dinner table, most notably no foods with chemicals, or avoid foods with chemicals. McAloon, who worked for the former Victoria's Secret star when she was dating Orlando Bloom, went on to detail the culinary delights she was allowed to serve up for the pair. The chef said, "They both love my curries like chicken or vegetarian curries with coconut, as well as quinoa, salmon, and vegetables. But she has the 80/20 rule that she sticks to, so eating healthily 80% of the time and having a treat the other 20%. 19. Mariah Carey. As you would expect from one of the ultimate divas, Mariah Carey has her fair share of food demands. But in fairness to the elusive chanteuse, those requests aren't always for her own benefit. Chef Sipora Einav, who says she worked for Carey during her 2000 Rainbow Tour, told the Phoenix New Times the singer always had one very specific rule when it came to food: only shop local. Paul Einav revealed that Carey always wanted source local products so that her entourage also ate food fit for a pop queen. Einav admits that tasks like navigating fish markets in Tokyo to find a particular type of clam weren't always easy. She said, "The biggest challenge was to find the best ingredients. I had to go into the markets wherever we were with a driver who understood the local language and currency. They love Carey so much, some guys asked for my autograph." 18. Gwyneth Paltrow. As anyone who subscribes to her famous Goop newsletter will already know, Gwyneth Paltrow is very particular about what she puts in her body. Kate McAloon, therefore, had a job on her hands when she was tasked with preparing the Oscar-winning actress meals in 2008. In fact, the private chef was allegedly told by Paltrow's assistants that the Shakespeare in Love star and her then-husband Chris Martin eat nothing. Don't stray from the brief. McAloon explained to Australia's news.com.au Martin and Paltrow avoided any sugars, anything sweet, no dairy, just more vegetables. But undeterred by this strict brief, the chef reportedly gradually began to add more ingredients to the pair's dinners. Luckily, the former power couple appreciated having their palates expanded. McAloon added, "That's what happens when you eat more than grass." 17. Jay-Z. You know you've made it when you can hire your own personal chef simply to cook nothing but chicken wings. Yes, according to British newspaper The Daily Mirror, that's exactly what Jay-Z did in 2004 to ensure he had his favorite foodstuff on tap wherever he went. And the rapper is also very specific about the type of chicken that gets served. Reportedly, it has to be sourced from the same Mexican family-run farm. Chicken wings always save the day. Apparently, Jay-Z has no qualms about bringing his chicken wing chef to fine dining restaurants either. The 99 Problems hitmaker once had an important meeting at La Plume, an exclusive London caviar restaurant. But seemingly not a fan of the fish egg delicacy, the newspaper reported that he asked the kitchen for permission for his own very specific cook to prepare his meal. 16. Jennifer Lopez. In the unlikely event you find yourself at dinner with Jennifer Lopez, make sure you stick to what you order. The Love Don't Cost a Thing singer is not a fan of sharing plates, her personal chef claimed. Kelvin Fernandez told Us Weekly that J-Lo is extremely disciplined when it comes to mealtimes. Serve up food individually. Fernandez recalled one occasion when he made Lopez a pre-Super Bowl performance dinner fit for an entire family. It's fair to say that it didn't go down well. He said, "The next day she's like, 'Fernandez, you served me rice,' and I'm like, 'No, there was chicken, there was salad.' You grab the rice." The chef has since ensured that he only cooks J-Lo and her boyfriend Alex Rodriguez individual dishes. 15. Prince Charles. Prince Charles has always been at one with nature. So, it's no surprise to learn that he likes to make the most of his green-fingered knowledge in the kitchen. In 2020, royal chef Carolyn Robb told Insider that the future king often insists on using food that has been grown in the gardens of Kensington Palace. Look to the garden for inspiration. In fact, Rob and the Prince of Wales would regularly enjoy mushroom picking together at the royal residence. she said. It was always good to go with him. He knew a lot more about them than I did. He was very hands-on and knew exactly what was in the garden. All of our menus were planned around what was in season in the garden. 14. Tom Brady. Gisele Bündchen is known for being a fussy eater, but it turns out that her NFL star husband Tom Brady is even pickier. According to personal chef Alan Campbell, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer doesn't consume caffeine, dairy, fungus, white flour, white sugar, or MSG. And Brady's list of no-nos doesn't end there, either. Don't give nightshades to NFL stars. Campbell went on to tell Boston.com that star quarterback Brady doesn't go anywhere near the plant family known as nightshades. He explained. So, no tomatoes, peppers, mushrooms, or eggplants. Tomatoes trickle in every now and then, but just maybe once a month. I'm very cautious about tomatoes, they cause inflammation. 13. Rihanna. Meeting the food requirements of a chart-topping superstar is hard enough when you have weeks to prepare. Spare a thought, then, for Rihanna's personal chef, who's given barely any notice. In 2017, Debbie Solomon told website Bon Appetit, with previous clients I would send in a menu on a Sunday or Monday, and they would pick for the week, and then I'd be able to shop and prep, but this is nothing like that. Don't expect any time to prepare. Yet there is one mealtime that Solomon doesn't ever have to worry about. Rihanna has the same breakfast of boiled eggs, berries and crustless toast every day. The Barbadian also likes to have the same condiment with her dinner, too. Yes, it turns out that the Grammy winner is a keen fan of her homeland's Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. 12. Paris Hilton. According to her former private chef, Paris Hilton doesn't appear to have the healthiest relationship with food. In 2007, Bethany Frankel revealed to PR.com how she used to serve up meals to the socialite, but that they weren't always appreciated to the fullest. The chef claimed that Hilton was very much a taste everything, eat nothing kind of diner. Don't expect your client to eat everything. Frankel added, it's ironic that Paris Hilton could be discussed in a healthy conversation. She has a little bit of a cheeseburger and half the French fries. That's something a lot of Europeans do, but the chef also freely admitted that this is a method she has now adopted herself too. 11. Queen Elizabeth. Turns out that the Queen has something in common with vampires. They both have an aversion to garlic. In 2020, royal chef Darren McGrady revealed on his own YouTube channel that the distinctive aromatic was never a feature of Her Majesty's menu. He told viewers, .we could never use it at Buckingham Palace. Don't serve garlic. McGrady, who cooked for the longest reigning monarch in British history back in the 90s, also disclosed one of the foods that he was encouraged to serve. Apparently, the Queen enjoys tucking into the delicacy of potted shrimps sourced from northwest England's Morecambe. She'll even have them on toast. 10. Gisele Bündchen. As one of the world's most famous supermodels, it's little surprise that Gisele Bündchen is very particular about what she eats. Even the Brazilian's comfort food is less calorific than most people's idea of a super healthy meal. Judging by celebrity chef Alan Campbell's comments to Boston.com, it seems unlikely that Bündchen has ever ordered a Domino's in her life. Comfort food must be supremely healthy. Campbell claimed that Bündchen likes nothing more than cozying up with a bowl consisting of quinoa, kale, garlic, coconut oil, and toasted almonds. And if she's feeling really naughty, she'll swap the latter for cashew sauce with lemongrass, ginger and lime curry. But although the model trusts the chef with preparing her own food, she prefers to handle her kids' lunches herself. 9. Naomi Campbell. If you've ever pondered how Naomi Campbell continues to maintain her figure, then wonder no more. Just ask private chef Sean John, who has cooked for the supermodel for more than a decade. He once claimed to the website Page 6 that he only has to prepare one square meal for her every 24 hours. And Campbell insists that it's free of any gluten, chicken, or dairy. Make just one meal a day. John explained, Campbell has her own stuff at home, but I prepare one really good meal a day, and it's super clean and really healthy. She also has another requirement: the food can't be bland. The chef added, you can't just put salt and pepper in it. I don't do that anyway, but she knows. There's got to be some spice and herbs. She's all about making it soulful and flavorful. 8. Prince. It's little surprise to learn that one of pop music's true eccentrics was unpredictable when it came to dining. In 2016, Margaret Wetzler told Food Wine magazine that Prince expected his personal chefs to be at his beck and call on a 24/7 basis. Plus, they allegedly weren't allowed to communicate with the star until he spoke to them first. Beyond Call 24/7. Prince may sound like every chef's worst nightmare, but Wetzler claims that the purple one was always the perfect gentleman. She does admit, though, that his impromptu demands meant that she occasionally had to bend the rules. On one occasion, the musician allegedly insisted on a birthday cake at the ungodly hour of 11 p.m. Instead of baking one from scratch, Wetzler simply served up one bought from a shop. 7. Denis Leary. Bethany Frankel had to work that little bit harder when feeding the star of FX's firefighting drama Rescue Me. The personal chef explained to Health.com, "Denis Leary is always starving, so I have to make a preamble to every meal. I'll bring some olive dip on whole grain bread for him to shove in his mouth when I get there. Otherwise he'll be leaning over me at the stove and asking what I'm making." Ensure there's always snacks before meals. Frankel was able to change at least one aspect of Leary's food regime, though. She added, "When I first met Leary, his assistant told me he likes to eat chicken parmesan, and he's really not into vegetables, but I wasn't about to take a job cooking chicken parmesan every day, so I changed his diet." This tactic soon worked, and baked fish, lamb chops and even grilled vegetables are now apparently regulars on Leary's meal table. 6. Kate Beckinsale. We've all heard of counting calories, but Kate Beckinsale appears to have taken things to the extreme. According to celebrity chef Kathleen Schaffer, the Pearl Harbor star is super restrictive when it comes to mealtimes. In a 2017 chat with Website Insider, the personal chef claimed, "She had us counting blueberries and measuring salmon. Be super precise about what you serve." But Schaffer, who runs a Los Angeles-based catering firm, with her husband, acknowledges that there are certain benefits to being so strict. She added, "You look at some of these people in person, and you understand counting blueberries if you look like Kate Beckinsale." Schaffer also said that the actress is far from the only famous client who's had such demands. 5. David Beckham. Sometimes a chef can slave away in the kitchen for hours, only to see all their efforts end up in the trash. In 2017, Kathleen Schaffer recalled to Insider about the time she adhered to David Beckham's strict dietary guidelines. But after getting a spot of food envy, the former England international decided to break from his usual lean and clean diet. Be prepared to see your efforts go to waste. Schaffer explained, for example, one time David Beckham had his meal of vegetables and grilled steak prepared for him. But when he saw the crew's buffet spread, he chose to dig into that instead because he was enjoying it so much. But apparently the ex-footballer's wife Victoria is far more disciplined when it comes to mealtimes. 4. Victoria Beckham. It seems unlikely that Wolfgang Puck will get any more work from the Beckhams following his candid interview with Heat magazine in 2016. The Los Angeles-based chef described Victoria as uptight while discussing the culinary habits of the pair he'd previously cooked for. He added, "Everything has to be right. She's not interested in talking to anyone. Don't always expect conversation." Puck seemed dismissive of Victoria's choice of foods, too particularly her favorite of lightly salted spinach. He remarked, "David's there with a steak, and she's there with vegetables." The chef was a little kinder about the man of the house, though. She described the former footballer as someone he could talk to and talk to. 3. Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra's personal chef is so used to preparing the same meal for her celebrity client that she's even named it after the Quantico star. That's right, as she revealed on the YouTube channel named Tasty, the Priyanka salad is the dish that Sam Udell is tasked with making every single lunchtime. So what exactly does it consist of? Prepare the same meal every day. Well, it's not exactly the most elaborate of salads. If you want to recreate it at home, apparently all you need is some chicken, fruit, fennel, carrot, nuts and the in vogue vegetable that is kale. Udell also cooks for Priyanka's husband Nick Jonas and his famous brothers Kevin and Joe, as well as the latter's wife Sophie Turner. 2. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There's no room for improvisation when it comes to the diet of Swedish footballer Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The Milan striker allegedly insists that every ingredient of his meals is weighed to a specific gram. According to magazine GQ Italia, Ibrahimovic is so particular because he needs to stay between his target body weight of 92 to 94 kilograms. Weigh everything to the exact gram. Just don't expect to see any type of pasta being weighed in Ibrahimovic's kitchen. The famously confident sportsman prefers to get his carbohydrate intake from cereals instead of Italy's finest ice cream and any foods that have been frozen are apparently also major no-nos for any chef preparing his pre-match meals. 1. Bruce Springsteen. Who would have expected the heartland rocker renowned for his tales of blue-collar life in New Jersey to be so demanding about his food? Yes, according to reports, Bruce Springsteen has a very strict requirement when it comes to his mealtimes. Chefs must allegedly measure the acidity levels of the dishes before putting them on the table. Check the acidity levels. Of course, there is some method to this madness. By sticking to the foods that only pass the suitable acidity test, the boss can make sure his famous raspy voice is as healthy and as strong as possible. It's a tactic that seems to be working too. The Dancing in the Dark singer is still selling out massive venues in his 70s.